Sorry, I had the mic muted. What's going on, guys? Hopefully everyone can hear me. I still don't have my other monitor set up, so my chat is over here on the side. TikTok, what's going on? So if you see me look away from the camera quite a bit, that's why. I have another monitor that I have to pick up, which is where I normally have my chat right here. So I'll be watching chat, and we'll give a couple minutes here for other people to come in, and then we'll just get started. So what's going on, everyone? Who's here right now? Rye, what's happening? Fat Bull, what's going on? Odie, Charles Creator, what's happening? Glad you guys are here. Super excited. Super excited. And I realized I don't have music either. This is a new PC. I've got to finish getting set up. I also do not have my mod who wasn't able to make it. So I'm going to have to mod chat and Discord and everything else. So we're going to talk about a ton of announcements. We're going to talk about what that means. We're going to talk about all kinds of really cool stuff. So we'll give it a couple of minutes for people to jump in, and then we'll get right into it. TikTok, what's happening? Thanks for being here. What's going on, guys? What's good? While we give this a couple of minutes, what's happening? Give me some happenings with you guys. Charles is hyped. By the way, if you haven't played Resurgence with Charles, you're missing out. Rye just got pizza. I love a good pizza, 100%. I'll also post this on YouTube either late tonight or in the morning so that everyone will be able to hop in and go over. Charles just ordered pizza too. Everyone will be able to go over the details and kind of review it. Or if you know someone that should see it that hasn't seen it, they'll be able to go watch it. Because I know I have a few people. One of our members of the board of directors for the foundation isn't able to make it. An amazing guy. He agreed to actually be on the board. I was messaging him last night, and I know he has a town hall meeting he's attending. So a lot of people have a lot of other stuff going on. What's up, Nick? My tech genius guru dude. I'm glad you're here. You're having pizza from last night. Leftover morning pizza, it may just be a bachelor thing, but leftover morning pizza is the best. I still eat that. Guys, thanks for joining on TikTok. I'm going to try to make sure I'm looking at both chats, because when we get into the Q&A section or the Q&A time, we will, I'll make sure that I'm trying to read questions from both places. Yes, it has to be heated. I'll tell you, I'm going to tell you a pizza secret. Okay, I'm going to tell you a pizza secret. Here's a pizza secret. You probably didn't know this. And then we're going to get started. When you have leftover pizza, I like pizza that's crispy, so the crust is crispy. And if you get a pizza that's not, or you want it to be and it's not enough, you can take almost a medium high heat pan, take your slice of pizza, crisp it on the bottom, flip it over, warm it up, melt the cheese up a little bit, put a little crisp on there. Oh my goodness, it's amazing. It's amazing. Nick, you're not going to stick around for the whole thing. We're going to make it fast then. We're going to make it really fast. All right. Let's get underway. I don't know how many people are going to show up because I've been out for quite a while. So here's the way this is going to go. I'm going to give you a rundown of what's gone on for the last 2 years, why things have been so up and down, what's happened recently, and where it's turned to where we're going to go from here. So let's just kind of get right into it. I will keep looking at, I'll try to stay on top of questions and make sure that I'm answering those. But if you can save questions for the end, that will be super helpful. And then we can make sure we get those answered. And then also we'll make sure and talk about, remind me. Matter of fact, I'll just say this right now. So everyone that's on the stream, and matter of fact, if you see this on YouTube, I'll even allow this for a period of time. I'm going to give away, let me see if I can find it here really quick. I've been doing all kinds of stuff to the website. So let me get, let's see, where did I put those? I think they're here. So everyone will get this level 1 gold cracked Cracked Level 1 NFT key. So if you don't have an NFT wallet, make sure you get one. I use MetaMask personally. It's free. It's really easy to set up. And what I will need you to do is email me, street@wearecracked.com. You can see it right here, wearecracked.com with a K. Email me, and in the title, put NFT giveaway. In the title of the email, put in NFT giveaway, and then in the body, just let me know that you watched it, and send me your wallet address. Make sure you give me your wallet address so that I can get you this NFT key. All right, let's just get into it. Another giveaway, absolutely. Just the beginning of many. Okay, let me just give you a fast forward, a history of what's gone on for the last 2 years. So those of you that have been with me for quite a while, you know much of this, but let me just make sure that I clarify some things that are still questions. So in early 2019, we began working seriously on building out Delta V Esports. Now, Delta V Esports had my vision of it, and our vision of it was for it to be a skills development esports organization where you could get hands-on training for skills that you would be able to use in making money in gaming and esports. We spent about 8 months and a lot of money building out the facilities. Some of you have been there and you know what that was like. 11 days before we were supposed to open it, the Tarrant County COVID restrictions hit, and we could never open the doors officially to the public. So that launched, and I'm going to condense a lot of stuff, guys, because I want to get to the more important points. That launched a streaming career, not a career. I started streaming full time because I couldn't do literally anything else, and had a lot of fun with that, learned a lot, grew very quickly, and had quite a bit of success. Now, along that way, I met the guys that were formerly in charge of the Esports Stadium Arlington. I helped them out. They came to my facility, did some stuff, and then I helped them with their transition of going in there, and actually moved over there. When we moved out of the facility, we were just going through, what's up, usually dope? Dalton, what's happening? So I am going to try to keep in, what's going on here, guys? So when I went over there, it was an amazing experience. The guys over there were outstanding. Now, if you have heard, NV Gaming recently purchased the rights to Esports Stadium Arlington, so I think all the guys are gone except for maybe Luke Bauer still may be there for a time being, but NV Gaming, I kind of knew there was some stuff going on with that before, even when I was at NV Gaming talking about that a little bit. So I had a great experience there, and then I started the Great Esports Street Tour and started traveling around doing content. Okay. Again, the premise of the content that I was doing was to talk to people who were making money in esports and being able to share how they were making money in esports with you so that you could have insight into what it is they're doing, how much they're making, how they got there, and what it would take for you to do the same. So that being the case, COVID restrictions again began to kind of get wonky. Traveling began to be difficult, and not even so much traveling. Even like when I was just in California a week ago, so many big places are shut down, and so we're not able to even get in and be able to visit with people, interview people. So I had to rethink things. Now, as I started rethinking and I started doing a ton of research on NFTs, the metaverse, Web 3.0, in the midst of all of that, our oldest son began to show some significant concerning signs of mental health. And over the course of about a year, we just saw that it began to decline. Now, many of you are aware, we've talked about this. It ended up as though, even though we did everything we possibly could, and I will say that we're fortunate as a family to believe and understand that we did everything that we possibly could have thought of to do. And he did everything that we asked of him, from times to being in the hospital, to try to get treatment, to getting a job, to trying to move forward. He really put everything, heart and soul, into this recovery, and was, Sledge, thank you for the follow. And in the end, it just wasn't enough. And on December 7th, he ended up taking his own life. And so when I was kind of up and down in terms of, or on and off in terms of content and streaming and a lot of the work, that was the reason behind the scenes. It was a very, very, very difficult time for our family, especially the last 6 months before he passed. and it just progressively got more and more difficult. So over the course of these 2 years, roughly almost 2 years, it's been probably, I'm just gonna be very transparent with you now because what's up, Tony's? Tony's kind of weird. What's happening? I'm from this point on going to be very transparent with you about everything that we're doing, everything we've been through. I will tell you that in these last almost 2 years, financially completely wiped us out, and which is fine. It's not. I mean, I've experienced that in 2008. I'm not saying this to be a sob story at all because we're going to build very, very strongly from it. But I want you to understand that from these experiences that we've had, I can relate to many of, if not almost all of the kinds of things that you are going through. Now, I'm not a counselor. We're not going to be counselors, but I want to tell you what it means in that experience of now what I have felt very, very impressed with in moving forward. I am still 100% committed and amazed by what the industry offers in terms of gaming and esports. There's all kinds of talk and ups and downs, and COVID's thrown a lot of things into the a state of chaos a little bit, and that's okay because it'll sort out. But what it's helped me to understand is that we have the ability on this platform that we call gaming to accomplish some amazing things, both personally and globally in our efforts, that things that we want to do and things that, meaning all of us want to do and things that can be done. Because as you know, you've heard me talk many times before, gaming is a universal platform. If it's true that over half the world's population games, then we have a common language. And however, that being said, there's still a lot of things that need to be improved. But if we have that common language, then we can work from that common platform that removes all the barriers. I mean, I have followers, people I talk to all over the world of every situation, demographic, gender, whatever you want to talk. I talk with them all. And what's amazing about it is that, again, you've heard me talk about this quite a bit. What's amazing about that is that we don't care. I don't care where you come from, how much you weigh, how much you make, no one cares. In the world of gaming, I care that you like my game and that we can do it together. And I care that you protect and care about this community and culture in gaming. So that being said, let me get into some of the details. When our son ended his own life, I realized that something was very, very apparent to me in the process of the last couple of months, especially. And some point, maybe this week, I'll do a piece of content of what happened on that morning. But what I'll tell you is that we struggled, he and I, and especially he and I, on this very specific point. But my wife, his mom, our whole family were there to support. He struggled to find something that would give him purpose, some place that he felt that he belonged, and something that could be rewarding in his efforts, and that would give him self-esteem, because we know that the things that we do in our life, largely our employment especially, is very tied into our self-esteem. Now, in the end, we thought early on that would be tennis, because he was a tennis pro, he was teaching, but he even realized kind of near the end or at some point that what he thought he was going to be able to do in tennis as a 29-year-old was probably part of the delusion he had worked in his mind. And so it became very difficult because we couldn't get him to latch on to anything else. And I wish we could have. I'm working really hard not to get emotional about these things. You can imagine what it's been like. But what I will say is that we have a chance to do something with what we want to do in gaming as a platform and as a community, as this broad thing with people that are struggling. Let me back up just one point as well and say this to each one of you and to the hundreds of people that have reached out to us in support. Thank you. From me and from my family, we have all felt thoughts and prayers. People have donated. This computer was donated in an effort to move forward with what we're doing, because we haven't been in a position to be able to buy new equipment. And so it's been an amazing experience from that. And so we are incredibly, incredibly thankful, grateful to all of you and the many who have done so much during a very difficult time, especially when we're all having difficult times. Okay, so that's kind of the history of where we've been. Again, I don't have time anymore in anything that I do to not be anything but completely transparent, because we have a lot of work to get done. Here's the two areas that we're going to move forward on. and how it applies to you. Because in the end, that's probably the most important thing is what does it mean for you? So number one, Delta V Esports is merging into Kracked Virtual. And so, we have on here now, this is the rough website I built. It has a lot of things wrong with it and a lot of things we need to add. So please be patient in everything we're going to talk about because it's all coming. As a reminder, I'll say a couple of times, guys, I am going to give away a gold NFT, a gold key level 1 cracked NFT for all the people that view this. So if you send me an email, in the title, put NFT giveaway and then your wallet address and who you are in the body, and send that to street@wearecracked.com, street@wearecracked.com. I'll make sure to get you an NFT. If you don't have a MetaMask wallet or a similar wallet, it's very easy to do. If you don't want the NFT, you could get it and give it away to someone else. As of right now, it's financially not worth anything, but it'll give you access to some things with plans that we have. Okay, so Delta V Esports, we merged into what I believe is going to be a much more effective and a much more broad way to do the things we wanted to do there in terms of skill development, implementation, those kinds of things. And here's what I mean. The main focus of, and then we'll talk about the Nine2 Ninety2 Foundation, the main focus of Delta V Esports is still to, well, let me back up just a step. We want people through everything that we do that struggle with mental health, that struggle with depression, anxiety, whatever it is, to be able, number one, to have a place that they belong. We want this community. You know that in Delta V Esports, we have a code of conduct. We're still applying that in everything that we do. But we want you to know that you belong here with us and that anyone can belong with us as long as they see what we do in terms of trying to build an uplifting, positive environment, one in which people can thrive. So that's number one. To create a place that people can feel as though they belong. Because a big part of my son and other people I have known, and now in our family, many people we knew we didn't understand were suffering in silence that now we have the ability to talk about. One of the common threads is, like even for our son, is they didn't feel they belong. So we're going to create that environment. That's going to be kind of what the Cracked crew is, right? You're going to have an opportunity to be part of something. Number two, we're going to do skill development. We're going to continue with making sure that you can learn things in gaming and esports in a very practical way that will allow you potentially to have a part-time, full-time income, some kind of legacy career. And I will continue to bring in and talk with people and find resources and share those. And I'll talk about my schedule and streams and things coming up. So that still remains the focus of what we want to do. Give you purpose through skills, a place to belong, purpose through skills that can give you a focus. And then number three, to help you know and learn how to implement those as a business. Too many people I see that try to start things and make money in gaming and esports, treat it too much like a hobby, playing games with their friends without treating it like a business. So we're going to take everything that I have ever known about business in my career, everything we can find from people that are successful in this esports and gaming community, and simply share it over and over and over and over. Now, that will be tied specifically into, right now we have 7 learning pathways developed at 5 tiers, starting at tier 5 all the way through tier 1 and then Delta. And we will be releasing those coming up very soon, one pathway at a time, a tier at a time, because we don't have a big staff. We have a lot of people that are very interested in volunteering. We'll talk more about that. But that will be, that point will be in that skill development is we want you to learn, and that's what Cracked College is. So Cracked Crew is where you can belong. Cracked College is where the learning can take place, and we'll do NFT certifications. There'll be a lot of things coming on that, but whether it's being a streamer or an event organizer, again, we have 7 pathways that will release. So you're gonna have a place that you can belong. You're gonna have skills that you can learn. But then we have to make sure as part of that other people understand that you've put in the certification requirements and have experience. So we'll help you in creating a portfolio of work that you do, whether that's streaming or YouTube content or content creation or event management, whatever it is. We'll have a structure for you to be able to create and capture that content, because I can tell you a lot of the people I talked with on the Great Esports Street Tour, a lot of the things when we talked about jobs, they always look for is what have you done? And it's so easy now to be able to create content and display what you do, whether it's on TikTok or YouTube or Twitter or whatever it is. And they're looking for that, right? So if you happen to have expertise in building a computer, for example, it's very easy to make content around that and demonstrate to someone. Or if you're IT security and you can demonstrate your understanding and knowledge. You see what I'm saying with that? So that will be here. Okay, place to belong, things to learn, and how to implement it as a business by sharing other people. And there's a lot of things that I can't even talk about yet because I tend to, that will be next year, things that will come next year that will tie into that very heavily. Okay, now on the other side, and I'm going to tie that into, so we'll talk about cracked clips and cracked cool, but this is going to be a big part of it. So this is our son, Mitch. We are going to start a foundation called the Nine2 Ninety2 Foundation. It'll be a nonprofit. And what's going to happen is it'll be a way to do two things. One, we will be able to offer scholarships for programs of our own at Kracked Virtual, or programs we feel as though could be very beneficial, or even times where we'll be able to purchase equipment and other things that those wanting to move forward and grow and develop in gaming and esports are looking for. So the money, the part two of it will be, the money will come from people that want to donate, understanding that, let me back up one step. For a lot of people I've met over the years in gaming and esports, they use it as a coping mechanism, as a tool that allows them to be able to relieve the stress of the day or kind of deal with depression. However, as you guys know, the environment can be incredibly toxic. It can be incredibly unfriendly, and we're going to change that. One of the reasons I wanted to start the foundation is that when people learned of Mitchell's death, we had hundreds of messages come in of people that knew him and have known him over the years. And the one word that came through all the time was how kind he was. And so we are, even on his memorial that we're doing, we'll have kindness is his superpower, because I believe kindness is a superpower. And there's too much struggle and strife and contention in the world, and we don't need to have that in gaming, not when we love something so much together. So that being the case, we're going to make sure that kindness is going to be the underlying superpower in everything that we do. Because I'm telling you, as much as one of my sons was giving me grief today about the kindness is a superpower thing, because I'm a big Marvel junkie. You guys know that I'm a big fan of Iron Man. I am Iron Man. I dress up as Iron Man on Halloween, even still. But kindness is a superpower, because kindness disarms everyone. Right? No one can combat kindness if you really do it effectively. So that being said, the foundation is going to help foster an environment of kindness, an environment where people can donate to the efforts that we have in doing that. Because I guarantee you that there are a lot of people and businesses with a lot of resources that personally have people in their families or their companies or people that they know that are struggling and use gaming as a safe haven, but even then don't have a safe haven. So the foundation, we're building our board of directors, and we'll have that up and running. With the IRS, it takes apparently 2-3 months or so to have approval if we do everything right. So stay tuned, that is coming. But that will be a very, very big part, again, of everything that we do. Been following along on the site. New Foundation is great too. And yeah, gaming's incredible talks. Mainly I stick with, yeah. So we're going to fix that as best we can. I can tell you that in everything that we did and everything everyone did to try to help my son, Mitch, our son and his family and everyone that reached out, it just wasn't enough. We're not going to save everyone, but we can make a difference and we can save some. And that's going to be really what we're talking about. Let me go through a couple of other things really quickly that will be coming that we're messing around with. Cracked Crew Metaverse meetups. They're just some fun things. Decentraland, the Sandbox, whatever's going to happen with Meta. We'll have times where we can go into these virtual worlds and do some fun things. That's coming. Also, we are going to have blockchain-based tournament play coming mid this year. So we're not just going to be talking, teaching, training. We're going to have some competitions to have some fun as well. Because let's be honest, I mean, the competition side of gaming is what I just dig it. I love it. I'm terrible. You guys know I'm dog water as a player, but I still love to compete. It doesn't change anything. Tattooed Historian. I'm telling you, I am so... See, this is the reality. So Tony talking about struggling with mental health issues for a long time now. I've been working with, trying to surround myself with nothing but positivity through content, gaming, and good people. I'm telling you guys, I worked all day to make sure that I don't get emotional. But I want you to understand when we come back here, I miss my son every day. And we were cleaning out his room and he'd come back home to live with us for a while through this. And we were cleaning out his stuff. It was very emotional for my wife and I, and kind of turning it into a guest room again. And it's right across the hall from me, upstairs here in the house. The fact that everyone struggles with this, not everyone, so many people struggle with this. There has to be some place that can be safe. One of the biggest challenges that Mitch faced was that he didn't feel as anyone really related. I'll tell you there's another side of this too, though, guys. It's not just us. I mean, I've personally never suffered from any mental health issues. I don't feel like. I get stressed out. I have weird phobias. Like, I'll just tell you this. I have a phobia of the dentist. I'm going Wednesday. I have a phobia. I can't go in thrift stores, and I can't sleep in cruddy hotels like Super 8s or Motel 6s. It's completely irrational, but it is just who I am. So with so many people struggling, we have to find those three things when we come back to this. It can't just be a happy place. It can't just be a safe place. That's important, but it has to be purpose to it as well. And developing skills and teaching how to apply those skills gives purpose, self-satisfaction, and improved self-esteem. That's why we're tying this all together. The foundation is simply a way for people to be able to donate and help fund these efforts with everything that is happening. I'm definitely going to tell the guys at Juked, out of the blockchain tournaments, we're just talking about the push for new stuff and the 100 NFT giveaway. That's awesome. Awesome. Let me get into something that is kind of the next thing. Well, let me get back to something really cool. Let me tell you some very practical things, and then let's talk about how you guys can be involved for those that want to be involved. Okay, I've given you a background, a very small background. What I'm going to start doing is I'm going to do a new stream schedule, and this stream schedule, I think, and I'm going to work on that in the next couple of days, will be probably something like 10 a.m. to noon Central Time. I'm going to share with you insights, skills, things that I've learned, tips and tricks from myself, from other people, things I can research, things about what's happening in the gaming and esports industry, ways you can practically make money, or you can, in a pragmatic way, make money. Maybe it's $10 a month, maybe it's 50, maybe it's $100, and whatever. I'm going to find everything I can and create that show Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon, probably. Then the fun stuff at night, I'll probably do something like from 7 to 9 p.m. We're going to do cracked clips, and we're going to do cracked cool. Okay, so cracked clips is just going to be a fun thing as an example where if you come in and I'll get to your comment here in just a minute, Sledge. I want to read it because I see that's a long one. If you capture game content that's like an amazing shot or something hilarious or whatever it is, whatever game, as long as it's family friendly, I'm going to review clips on those shows. And once a week, the best clips that we highlight as we go over and have some fun, we're going to award a limited edition NFT. So you'll be able to build a collection of NFTs. And I'll talk about NFTs a little bit in a second if you guys remind me. The other part of that part of the show is going to be, we're going to do Cracked Cool, which is if you find someone that has gone out of their way to be positive, non-toxic, and helped someone, came into your stream and rated and they were super positive, or someone went out of the way and got you a new controller, whatever it is, we want to know about it. And if you let us know about it, if there's a video clip or you just read it, write a short testimonial. And you can send it to street@wearecracked.com, which you see on the website right here, and we'll get more of that information posted. Let us know, and we'll read the story. We'll highlight that person, and if they have a like a MetaMask wallet or something, we will get them an NFT as a reward. So morning show is going to be a lot of how-to skills, different things. Evening show is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to look at clips of just really fun stuff. We're going to award NFTs. We're going to go over people that have done really amazing and super cool things. So that will be probably the stream schedule coming up for the foreseeable future. The only hiccup in any of that is I'm being asked quite a bit to either go speak or to go and visit. Like this Friday, I think there's a bunch of noise going outside my door. I think this Friday I'll be in San Antonio, at Port San Antonio at the Tech Center, which is the new amazing esports tech development center, learning center that's being built by the Port Authority in San Antonio. So they asked me to come back and do some content. So I'll try to keep those show times and broadcast times very consistent because that's important. And if I don't have it from here, I'll do some kind of live broadcast and be able to just talk about things if I'm traveling, because I will be traveling quite a bit. So stay tuned for that. It's great to see that some people are finally not just acknowledging, but actively endorsing the power of gaming and gaming communications when it comes to mental health. When I left the Australian Army, I had a massive identity crisis. My mental health tanked. I used gaming as an escape to distract myself from the unhealthy thoughts, and through the people I met in combination with traditional help, I was able to overcome a lot of my mental health issues, and gaming was a huge part of it. Thank you so much for sharing that. Let me make a point on that, because I was just talking with my wife about this, and this is very important. We don't give gaming enough credit in the world. What's funny is, okay, so I'm going to be 59 here shortly. So my generation typically just trashes gaming, right? Go to school, go to college, gaming is a waste of time. And I get it. We raised 6 kids. I get how it can be a combative kind of a thing. I've never viewed it that way because I viewed it as something that had a lot of other benefits. Now, scientifically, we're getting a lot of that out there. But let me tell you what, like with what Sledge is saying here, that I think is very, very important. We're not going to be able to. I told my wife this the other night because she was asking, what are you going to do with this in terms of how you're going to help people? And I said, here's what I need to do. Here's what we as a community need to do. We need to keep people percolating at the, I can hang on another day, another week, another month, until I can continue to get the help that I need for those that are struggling with significant mental health issues. Because so many times for my son, before he took his own life, that was kind of the challenge. He didn't feel he belonged. He would kind of go into these dark places and we would pull him back out. I want this to be for all of us, a resource that can keep people here instead of here, that can keep people here so they can get the level of attention they really need or can get. Because I'm going to tell you, one of the things we discovered, and another side of this, guys, that's very, very important to understand, is that as a family, as parents, we had no idea how to deal with this. We'd never seen anything. We've never been through this. And we discovered a couple of things. One is that the resources out there are, Motu, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. The resources that are out there are overburdened because the demand is so high, and most of it is just triage. And a lot of times it's not enough to drive people to be able to feel as though they're getting the results that they're looking for. So while that's happening, we're going to leverage this platform to be able to help people there. Some people are not going to want money or careers or opportunities in gaming. They just want to be part of a really cool community and have a lot of fun and feel as though they belong and have a positive experience and get through the tough things in their day. And that's 100% okay. But we're going to do it together, and we have to do it together. Some of the best friends I've met through gaming when I was in high school, met a group of friends from Wisconsin, Long Island, and we still stay in touch. And then later met my buddy Joey in Halo 5 Beta, my buddy. This is what I'm saying. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. This is what I'm saying. I can't tell you marriages. I know, guys, for those of us, I know I'm preaching to the choir in terms of the benefits of gaming. I understand that. I'm going to use the foundation as a way of outreach to people to help them understand how beneficial gaming is for what we know, and be able to get their donations to help us do the things that will accomplish an improved life for the people that we can reach and touch. Thank you for that sub. I appreciate that, Sledge, very much. Thank you, my friend. There was a dude that proposed to his wife using Forge. I have several friends that were married from World of Warcraft. I was heavy into World of Warcraft years ago, and I have probably 5 couple friends that were married through World of Warcraft. So yeah, it's incredible. Okay, now let's move to the next thing, and then I'll take any questions that you guys have, and we'll do questions as long as you want. I know that I'm covering a lot of information. Before I get into the how you guys can be involved, I'm gonna make one plea to you, and if you'll help me out with this, this will be very beneficial. I'm doing gifted subs. Sledge, thank you, my friend. Thank you, my friend. I can't tell you how much that means in two ways. One is financially, it is how we're going to get through this. Oh, my dog's out there. And two, just the fact that you would take your hard-earned dollars to help support these efforts means just the world. It's a very personal thing to me. Okay, I need your patience. I need your patience. I'm running most of the operations, and we have some volunteers and things because we've just had to cut everything down. We don't have. Hold on. Oh, you know what? No one's home, and my dog is. I can't let the dog in. It's not my dog. It was actually Mitchell, my son, got the dog when he was a puppy for he and his brothers. Okay. So that being said, just be patient. I'm going to get to things as quickly as we can. Our team, the volunteers that we have, will get to things, and we'll grow that. And then as resources and finances grow, we'll be able to actually hire people to do certain things. But I work 17 hours a day. I mean, I'm happy to do that. I will tell you this. You want to talk about transparency? In the meantime, just so you guys know, and this isn't a poor little of me. I have no problem. I was working at Amazon at the airport, Amazon Air, for a bit. I just resigned from that because it was taking up too much time. And so in the meantime, right now, during the middle of the day, I'm going to Instacart to help keep the lights on until we can build this, because I'm so committed to doing this for the next 30 years for the benefits that it can bring. So when we talk about donations and subscriptions, those things, guys, it means the world. It's what's going to make this happen. And so, all right, so how do you guys get involved? And what does it mean for you? Here's what it means. Number one, we have volunteers. So much of what we're looking, we need a ton of stuff. Volunteers are super helpful. One of the things that we've come up with, I've come up with and talked to people, is crew captains. So crew captains are essentially going to be ambassadors from wherever you are. People that can make connections, that can help with just letting people know, hey, get involved with the Discord, get involved with the community. You want to learn things. Almost everything we're going to do is going to be free. So the crew captains will help to be moderators if they want, but ambassadors and helping spread the word. If you want to go to the next level and be able to help us with donations for the charity when that's up and running, awesome. So it's kind of open book in terms of what an ambassador would do in the sense of spreading the word. Those are crew captains. Now, crew captains will also have access to some other things down the road and some things, some privileges and whatnot that we'll make available, not yet, but coming this year. But that's one way. I have people that have reached out, that are reaching out like crazy, that are willing to donate services. Like I have a guy that has a merch company, said, hey, I'd love to donate my services. If you have, and then we'll have specific skill sets, right? I have a Discord mod. He's a great guy. He was tied up tonight. But if you want to be a mod in Discord, we can get that. If you want to, and we'll have some more detailed, we'll put things into a box of, as I was talking with the director of my advisory board, my dear friend, Dave Warnick, who I did a piece of content on. He's an HR executive, high-level HR executive, and he said, make sure that people understand very clearly what the responsibilities you're looking for are, and we'll do that. So, but what I would say is, if you have an interest in volunteering right now, that could maybe potentially be something in the future, you have a skill set, you have just an ability to work, whatever it is, then feel free to let us know. Reach out on Discord. We'll be making some improvements on the Discord channel. Or again, you can email me directly at street@wearecracked.com, or you can DM me on any of the social platforms. They're all Street Taco Eater. You know how to find me pretty well there. Just join Discord, sweet. So the volunteer side of things, let me give you an example of how much I believe in volunteerism and how much I think it's becoming a lost art in our country. I owned one of the largest CrossFit gyms, many of you know, for about 6 years. I sold it in 2016. And for 3 of those years, I was a paid staff member, team lead at the CrossFit Games and regionals. And what I learned from that experience at the CrossFit Games, for example, so I was one of the few paid staff, but there were, on average, every CrossFit Games, 500 volunteers, people that came that got nothing more. They paid their own expenses to travel, their own hotel stays. They got swag, they got food. We took really good care of them. But the CrossFit Games were pulled off largely by volunteers. And it was an amazing experience. So the things that we can do as volunteers, I want to make sure that I can find whatever ways it is to reward you for doing that, but we can grow something that is global and is impactful, and we can change and save lives of those people that will find the benefits and rewards, and hopefully have a large number of people that will learn how to make money in esports. Like I said, whether it's part-time or gaming, whether it's full-time, whether it's career, whatever it is. But we can do it together. I'm a huge believer in volunteerism. I volunteer for a lot of stuff. And so it's always been a big part of what I do. Okay, so that's the volunteer side. What else? Those are the main things. Be patient. If you have some skill set you want to volunteer in, please let me know. DM me on any of the channels. Spread the word like crazy. When we grow this is how it's going to grow. When I'm streaming, hopefully we'll continue. We'll get back to where streaming is a revenue source, so that I can tell you this. If you know anything about me, let me just say this. I have to get back in the mindset, especially with the foundation, of asking people to donate or asking people to sub, use your Prime sub. But I don't have any, if you know me now, especially with what we've been through the last couple of years, I'm not bougie. I never have been. I don't have dreams of amazing cars or amazing houses. I've been through all of that stuff. I don't fault anyone that does. It's just not me. I just want to make sure that the monies that we do help us to keep the lights on, help us to change as many lives as we can, and help grow this amazing industry in a very positive and professional way, and take it to the next level. Now, the things we're doing with Web 3.0 and some other things I can't tell you about yet are going to be coming, but I'm excited that you're here, and I'm excited that people are willing, and we're going to make it well worth your time over time as we do some great things. All right, questions. Those are the basics. That's a lot, and there's a lot to do. But what questions do you guys have? TikTok, I don't mean to ignore you up here. What questions do you have right now, if any, about what we've talked about in this announcement? I want to make sure that I'm addressing anything that wasn't clear. Hold on, let me grab my bottle. And while perhaps you're thinking about questions, guys, I see that other people are coming in. I will post this on Sledge, brother. Wait, I shouldn't assume that you're a guy. Sorry, my friend. $50 tip. Thank you so much. Incredibly generous. Thank you. It will be put to good use. What type of volunteers are you looking for? Okay, so specifically, Sledge. Thank you. Seriously, awesome. The volunteers, number one, the crew captains will be essentially ambassadors. That's one. So spreading the word when the foundation is up and running. So two things in terms of an ambassador, if you will. Number one, FP Wolfie, what's going on, my friend? Thank you for the gifted sub. This is one of my inner circle guys right here. It used to be Lone Wolf, now it's FPS Wolfie. Thank you so much. He is going to be a crew captain. We'll talk a lot about them, but he's been inner circle for quite a while. The main thing is that with the crew captains, that will grow in terms of what people want to do. Primarily, it's going to be spread the word about what we're doing with mental health, with gaming, and how we're advancing skills, creating a place to belong, advancing skills, and teaching people how to apply those skills in the marketplace. And then if they choose and have the ability or connections, getting people to be able to donate to the stream, donate to the foundation so that we can keep these things with scholarships going, with equipment purchases and ways that we can help to advance people's efforts or just make their day sometime. I mean, if I could be Mr. Beast and go around and just drop, $10K on someone's stream studio to help whatever. I mean, those are the kinds of things we want to build to, but we have to do it together. So crew captains, kind of like ambassadors. We'll need more mods for Discord and for the stream. And then those are the main things right now. Now, if someone has a very specific skill set and they say, hey, I can edit YouTube videos, I will be happy to donate that service. And of course, we'd give you big shouts out. We'll create NFTs and things that and I'll talk about NFTs in a second. So crew captains, mods in Discord, mods in chat, and then things that people, if it makes sense to us right now, that we can use, that you have a skill set, please, please, please let us know. Yes, you can hit me up, Dope, on LinkedIn, any of the socials, email me with any questions. Okay, I want to talk about the NFT thing really quickly. There's been a lot of hype about NFTs. I spent 6 months probably doing more research than the average person should ever do on NFTs and blockchain. I'm not into the cryptocurrency side of it. I know it. I know what it is. I've invested in some cryptocurrencies. Not okay. I say invested like I'm really some big whale. I I have a small amount of money in NFTs, and then when Gary Vaynerchuk put out this book, and if you bought 12, you got an NFT. We bought 24. At the time, we were able to do that, and so we have a couple of those. The thing with NFTs is that besides all the hype and all the things with crypto punks and the V friends and all of that, that's less important to me. The reason those succeed is because of the street cred of the people involved in it. Gary Vaynerchuk's NFT release of V Friends has been absolutely mind-blowing in success. But it's because Gary V is who he is. When I say we're going to give you NFTs, again, make sure, guys, if you have not, if you didn't hear this, please make sure if you're watching this and you show up and you have a wallet, or if you're going to get one, email me at street at wearecracked.com. You see the website address up here on the screen, wearecracked.com with a K. And in the title, put NFT giveaway, and then give me your wallet address and your information, your name and whatnot in the body. And we'll make sure that we get you those level 1 gold keys that tentatively we're selling for $35 was kind of the plan. Or you can wait to get all 7 of the other keys and trade that in. So make sure that you do that so that we can get that to you as a reward for being here. But on the NFT side of things, there are a couple of things. One is the collectible side. And so I want to give you collectibles through Cracked Clips, through Cracked Cool. But we'll also use those. And as we grow, they'll become more valuable, especially early on, right? They'll become more valuable. And that's kind of the way collectibles work. And right now, I'm a nobody. But hopefully with time, this organization and the things that we're doing will make me more known and make your NFTs much more valuable over time. So who knows, maybe 20 years from now, they'll be worth a lot of money. And if you hang on to them. Okay. But the other side of it is NFTs bring a very specific ability to do smart contracts. So our certifications in Cracked College will be NFT based, and you're going to see it in regular education. That's happening already, where diplomas and different things are being done as NFTs. So it's not just a hype about collecting things. It's a very utility based, very secure, or has a very secure application and a very utilitarian application. And we're going to be using a lot of that. So make sure that you stay tuned into as much as you want to be. If you don't want a wallet, I use MetaMask. It's very easy. Matter of fact, if you go to vfriends.com, VEE friends.com, that's Gary Vaynerchuk's website with the new NFTs. He's got explanations of how to get a MetaMask wallet and what is layer 2 network stuff and all that. We'll go over all of that with time. So let me just kind of review, quickly. The purpose of Kracked Virtual with the foundation in place is to leverage the power and the scope and scale that gaming brings worldwide to help people through mental health challenges, to just help you have a fun time, and to help you have a career. And the way that we're going to do that, if you want that, is that we're going to create a community where you belong and you feel as though you belong. That's not going to be toxic. That's going to be full of kindness. Again, kindness is a superpower, and that's why we have, this right here. Number 2, teach you skills. Teach you skills that you can use specifically in whatever way you want or you're capable of doing in making that happen. 2 or 3, teach you then how to apply those skills in the marketplace so that you can get a financial return. Your friend Nathan resubscribed Prime. Thank you for 2 months. Thank you. I appreciate it very, very much. Very much. Guys, it makes the difference. I don't want to Instacart forever. I'll do it if I have to. I believe in this so much. So thank you so much for that. So guys, I want to hear from you. This doesn't work unless we do it together. I'm happy to be out front, to take the heat, to try to, direct things, but we're going to do this together. I want Kracked Virtual to be yours. I want the community to be yours. I want the rewards of everything we grow through the NFTs, through the accomplishments, through the learning, through the content creation, the sharing,
Sorry,
the
could
help.
you say that again? Sorry, I'm having trouble.
No, I did not talk to you, Siri. I want this to be yours as much as it is mine, guys, and I want to return as much of that benefit to you as is possible. Usually Dope says 100T had a great stance on it, and I'm sure you saw their post about how they just basically view them as collectibles, interact with their community, which is an awesome idea. They gifted their players a chain, can't buy one for all the fans. Yeah, yeah. I mean, 100 Thieves and the big organizations, guys, you have to realize that. I'll tell you something. I wasn't going to really talk about this much, but we can talk about whatever. And we'll start the show, not tomorrow. We'll start the show series. What is today? Today's Monday. We'll start at Wednesday. So Wednesday, 10 a.m., I think we'll start doing the teaching stuff. And then at nights, we'll start doing the fun viewing clips and going over some fun stuff, streams. 100 Thieves, Envy, FaZe, all of these organizations realize, why do you think Envy spent, I think it was $8.2 million? Or is it $2.8 million, whatever it was, over a period of time to have control of the esports stadium Arlington? Because when I went there and actually interviewed people and talked to them, there's one thing in common that esports realizes, because esports organizations have not been profitable. And the reason being is that they realized very quickly they needed to create more content. And so engagement and content are two things that go hand in hand. I call it engage-ertainment, which means that an ability for the fans to have a role and be part of what's going on in an elevated way, rather than just consuming videos and whatnot. And NFTs do that. NFTs give fans an opportunity to earn, to be able to have them, to have privileges and access. And it's a tighter fan engagement than could ever have been done before by just subscribing or just following or whatnot. It's a way that an organization like ours, which I'm clearly nothing compared to Nadeshot and 100 Thieves or FaZe and any of those guys, we will be. Look out, because we're coming as a community. But it's a very, very simple, very powerful way to interact with your community. As I said, my LinkedIn DM, I'm happy to do whatever is needed. I have nothing but time these days and being involved in such a positive project. That combined with the fact that the esports scene here in Australia is pretty much untouched. I think that is awesome. So we are going to talk, and I'm very interested. You could be crew captain Australia. I mean, you could be. There's a lot of really amazing things. Let me tell you one other quick story, and I don't know if you'll find benefit in this, but I'm going to tell it to you anyway. I fell in love with the CrossFit story and the CrossFit process, not because it was a great workout program, which it is, and I competed in it for years, and we had a lot of fun. But I'll tell you what I really, really, really liked about it. CrossFit, when Greg Glassman started it, and for the years that he owned it up until a couple years ago, turned the fitness industry on its head. And here's why. And this is a very subtle thing, but if you think about it, we're going to do the same thing. The esport or the fitness world had this very sophisticated structure where it was kind of top-down management. We tell you how to work out. We tell you the things to do. You do it. You pay us money. The CrossFit model with the affiliate model decentralized all of that power and gave control to individual affiliates. And those affiliates became incredibly loyal, strong communities, but more importantly, the creativity that they came up with built an empire, of a $5 billion industry, because it wasn't being led by one person or one group. It was being led by the community and the culture. And that impacted me, changed my way of thinking forever. And that's the same thing here. We can sneak up on traditional business, on traditional learning, when we put the community in control the right way with guidance. So CrossFit HQ always provided guidance and provided the basic structure, but they unleashed creativity. When I started my affiliate in my garage, within 18 months, I grew it to one of the top 3 at the time, largest CrossFits in the world. Now, you can go watch the Rob Davis story on YouTube. I wish they hadn't named it that, but you can watch it if you want to see what the CrossFit thing was all about. It's the Rob Davis story. It was done by CrossFit HQ. And when you unleash creativity, and you decentralize the power, but just give guidance, Unlimited things are possible. And that's how one of the most established industries in the world, being the fitness industry, got turned on its head by this guy, Greg Glassman, out of a garage that grew into this, international business. So much so that you almost can't go to any fitness program in a traditional gym, in a school, in the military, and not find some impact of a CrossFit methodology or an approach to training. That was amazing. So the other big part of that is you have to provide something that actually does produce very significant results, and it did. We want to do the same thing here. We want to have an experience that produces results, that improves people's ability to deal with their mental health, their anxieties, their depressions, that gives them skills that they can actually leverage and build, have an opportunity to make money, have an opportunity to grow, because the way that the world is working is very different. And the way it's going to, I've been around almost 6 decades now. It's very different than even it was 20 years ago, even 10 years ago. And we want to make sure we leverage that. That creativity of the whole community is really, really, really how we're going to do it. So, okay, how are we doing on time? It's 8 o'clock. I said we go till 9. If there's something else that you have a question on, something else that you want to talk about, again, recapping, I'll be doing a stream that will be 10 a.m. to noon, I believe, and then 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., both Central Time. The morning one will be trainings, tips, what's happening, skill development and whatnot until we release. There'll be most of the stuff we'll release in our training courses on that. And then at nighttime, we'll have some fun with Cracked Cool, people that are doing good, positive things in the world of gaming and esports. And then we'll have Cracked Clips, which we'll review, and we'll give NFTs away for all of that stuff. So it'll be super fun. Also want to put you in touch with my buddy, Bryce Brown. He's trying to bring a larger focus on esports and wellness and used to work for Cobes. Love it. I love it, man. You guys have to help me along with this a little bit. I do need your help on this. And this aspect is a little tough for me. Losing our son to mental health in the way that, I'll do a piece of content. It was in the news. We had news reporters that were in touch with us. I actually did a news thing. It was kind of a significant deal the way that it happened. But what I don't want to be solely is I don't want to just be, a mental health advocacy group. I want people who don't feel as though they have any mental struggles to feel very welcome. But even when I say that, all of us know someone who's struggling. And if they're not struggling, they need to not struggle. I mean, if they are struggling and you don't know about it, we need to help them not do it in silence. And so it may be more and more, I talk more and more about mental health because I do know the benefits. I've had personal experience with many people who use it as a way to deal, like you've seen in the chat, even tonight, talking about that. So I would love, love, love to be put back in or put in touch with anyone that we have common goals and interests, and we can spread this opportunity. I'll be doing more and more speaking engagements. We're working on something that's even really, really cool with the content we're creating. So the more connections we can make, the more we can spread the word, the more we can get people involved in what we're doing. Whether they sub to this channel, we grow our socials for revenue, they donate to the foundation, or you purchase NFTs, the ones that will be for sale, or you purchase the courses, most of which we're going to give away the information because I really don't like people having to pay for courses. But we got to make sure that we find the right balance in keeping the lights on and moving forward so we can do scholarships for people, we can keep the lights on, we can buy equipment for people, we can do a lot of really, really cool things. So that's the overview. There's so much coming. I just want to make, kind of the final point on all of this that know that Sledge, oh, come on, man. Wow, thank you. That's $150 plus your sub. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Thank you. This is how we're going to get it done, guys. I want to tell you, let me just get very personal in kind of finishing this up. And I can't guarantee I won't get emotional. I'm a pretty emotional guy. These kinds of things touch me. I don't like being one to ask for money. from people and things that I just have always been uncomfortable asking help for anyone. But when you go through an experience yourself or someone you know, we have had 7 days after Mitchell ended his life, almost to the hour, my wife lost a cousin in Louisiana to a helicopter crash. And he was a helicopter pilot. It was big news in Louisiana as well. 2 months before our son died, a family friend that our kids grew up with, one of the sweetest human beings you would have ever met, she took her own life. She, had 3 children. She was literally an angel on earth. And as we went through all of this, the 2 things that were incredibly difficult that we didn't expect was the loss of our son, of course, but number 2, how difficult it was for us to figure out how to navigate through it when we hadn't experienced anything. And as we've talked to other parents, we have felt the same thing. But I'm going to tell you that far too many people suffer in silence. I'll tell you one other very personal story, and there are many. When my son, I have a nephew who years ago had a brain aneurysm when he was just working out, just at the gym. He was in ICU. It was hit and miss whether he was going to make it. Well, he did, and I hope that I won't tell you his name, and I won't tell you. I have a lot of nephews, but he and Mitchell made a connection, and that connection was at a level of both of them had suicidal thoughts, and the only reason that our son had told us, the nephew had said that they hadn't done it is because they love their families so much. And our family's very, very close. And Mitchell many times had come to us and said, I just need you to be prepared to see me in a coffin. I need you to be prepared. And no parent wants to do that. No parent wants to experience that. So this nephew, they talked unexpectedly, not each knowing individually what was going on. This nephew, as Mitchell, they talked, one of the things he wanted to do was move forward with this tennis stuff. And this nephew who works, you would never know anything had ever happened in his life unless you really talked to him at length, and maybe not even then. He gave Mitch an envelope of $300 and said, I just want this to help you on your efforts. And it makes a difference when people feel as though they have someone that they can relate to. And that may be what keeps someone going forward. And if we can play any role in keeping someone going forward to not go to that point that our son went to, and even if that's one person, the next 30 years of my life will have been worth it. This is what I'm doing for the rest of my life. Now, those of you that know, I joke all the time, I'm living to be 108. That's just a fun thing that I have because my grandmother, my oldest relative, lived to 97, and I don't want to just live to 98. I want to just smash the record. This is what I'm committing my life to. It's why I left my full-time employment. It's why I'll just do whatever I can to keep the lights on, because I have met, since this has happened on December 7th, this is still very fresh, it was 2 months ago, I have met no less, personally talked with no less than 30 people that are struggling. And that's too many. And it's just a fraction of what's going on. If you've been through it, you know the challenges. If you know someone who has been through it, you know how hard it is for you to want to desperately help. I just haven't seen in our experience enough resources where there are things that can help, and I know we can. I know we love what we do. I know we have the ability to move it forward. I know we have the ability to make it safe, fun, productive, and rewarding. And that's exactly what we're going to do, because it makes a difference. Every piece of it makes a difference. And in fact, kindness is a superpower. So sorry, TikTok, I'm totally ignoring. Hopefully there aren't questions that I missed. I apologize. Gaming and history has been my therapy each day. is a fight. Tattooed, I think we've talked about that in the past. I know you are a history guy. I remember that. Guys, this is exactly my point. This is why I'm committed with doing these things, because I know personally, I can't understand what it felt like, but I know that every day until the end, my son was doing everything he could to hang on. Everything he could to hang on. Sledge, gifted sub to the tattooed historian. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you. He was doing everything he could. Everything. He was doing everything he could to hang on. And so many people are. I just want this to be something that makes them not hang by their fingernails, but maybe can get up and sit down on the ledge. And then be able to see a new horizon and be able to find resources, people, communities, things that can get them to where they can find meaning and productivity and happiness in their lives and move forward. I'm going to spend the rest of my life doing it. Hey, Mobius, I'm here for all of it. I stay in. Wolfie and I both lost our dads in terrible ways. One sudden and one slow. We had to figure it out on our own. We'd love to make sure someone else doesn't have to. Love the work, brother. Thank you. I love you guys. I'll tell you, this is another side of it for the survivors. How do you deal with it? If you're going through it, again, we were lost for months, and things were really, really hard and really bad for a couple of months. Very, very difficult. So much so that we put our son on a bus and sent him to LA. We couldn't have him here. And fortunately, I have family there, and my brother took him in. But it was not a great experience there. And then he came back, and we were really making headway. But it's the families too. It's the families too. I think my dog is in the back still whining. Oh, Sledge, you're a hero. Thank you so much. Another gifted sub. Thank you so much. Guys, I hope you don't ever feel like, and this is something probably the difficult part of it. You know, some people have the ability, another one, Sledge. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I don't want anyone to ever, because I grew up poor. I grew up with a single mom. We never lived in a house. I never had name brand stuff. But here's what I did have. I knew my mom loved me, and somehow, in some way, we always had enough food. And I grew up in Los Angeles, and we ate, and we had a place to live, and I knew I was loved. So I know what it's like to grow, and I've lost everything. In 2008, when the economy crashed, we lost everything. You'll see that on the Rob Davis story if you really wanted to get into that and watch that on YouTube. It's CrossFit and all of that. The point I want to make here is that not everyone has the means to be able to donate financially, and please know that that's okay. That's okay. But some people have the ability, and that's a blessing. And again, we've had money donated. Someone paid for all of our sons' funeral costs. And if you've ever done a funeral, that was about a $15,000 ticket. Someone paid for that and said, you do what you need to do and don't worry about the cost. It was amazing. This computer, someone donated the money for us to do this because in the struggles of the last 2 years, we had sold everything out of Delta V. We had been trying to keep ourselves alive and financially, and so we've been able to make it, and I work and do what I can to keep the lights on, like doing Instacart. But if you don't feel like, please don't feel like you don't belong here if you can't donate. But if you have big pockets, I'm going to come after you. And I don't know the right way to say that when the foundation has started. And even the small, very significant ones, everything matters. I mean, Sledge, what you've done tonight, amazing, amazing. We had someone come into the first stream that I did last week, kind of testing things out, come in. You know, Charles donated 5 subs shoot, I just completely forgot his name, donated 10. He'll come to me in a second. And then a guy that I hadn't even had in my stream before came in and donated 50. That's how we're going to get this done. And we're going to do amazing things in the world. We can be the Mr. Beast of helping mental health, I think, in a lot of ways. So let's just get this done, guys. Let's just get this done. I would love for you, again, just to review, if you want the NFT, the gold NFT, the level 1 cracked NFT, then please email me at street@wearecracked.com with a K, wearecracked.com. And in the title, put NFT giveaway, and then in the body, make sure you tell me your name and I have your wallet address so that I can send the NFT to that. Again, I use MetaMask, so we want to make sure that that's there. Right? Mr. Beast has a burger place now? I love burgers. I love burgers. Bearded One, what's going on? So we will be doing just a ton of stuff. So stay tuned. I'll be putting out more and more and more content about what's coming up, the show times and different things. I will flood you with content. You will 100% be able to stay on top of what we're doing if you want to. Sledge, another gifted sub to the Bearded One. Thank you, my friend. Let me tell you two things. I've always been a touchy-feely person. I wear my heart on my sleeve. When I say that I love you guys, I mean it. As a dad, as a gamer, as a man, as a human being. Because kindness, when we talk about this, it's a superpower, and we all deserve that and need it. I will forewarn you, when I meet you in person, I will hug you. I hug everyone, just the way I am. It's always going to be the case. So I did shave the beard. I did shave the beard. I did it on TikTok. I put it on socials. 16 months, I think I went. I think it was 16 months. My wife had just had enough. I'm going to be honest. She was done with it. And it's a lot of work, man. A beard is a lot of work. We will also, someone was asking me, we will be doing merch. We'll be doing merch for the foundation, for sure. Will we do merch for Kracked? I'm not sure how we're going to do that, because it's really been focused on NFTs and metaverse stuff and whatnot. But we will have merch coming out because people are asking about for this. What I also need to maybe, and a lot of times, guys, in content, I'm just going to ask you, chat, is I thought about, someone recommended that we do a GoFundMe and to really get things launched and started the right way. I don't know how I feel about that completely. I'll tell you that it does have a power to do some amazing things. This was amazing. So my wife's cousin that died in the helicopter crash in Louisiana left behind 3 kids, one with special needs and a wife. And word went out, because it was you can look up the news story, helicopter crash in Louisiana. It was on December 14th, 1 week after our son's death. And someone put up a GoFundMe, and they raised, I think, just shy of $100,000. Now, for a lot of people, that may not be much money. For most of us, that's a ton of money. But what it meant for that family was it's going to give her the ability to pay those funeral costs, which she did, to be able to secure what the next steps are in their lives, because they would have likely lost their home because the income stream was gone. And so it has a power. I just don't know how I feel about doing it. I keep getting people recommending that at least in the beginning we do it. So maybe I'll go with your feedback if you guys have insights on that. I'm a big Doctor fan, and one of my favorite quotes from the show is always try to be nice, never fail to be kind. Is that Doc Disrespect? It kind of surprises me because his character is always so, but I believe it. It's true. I've gotten to a point where I want to shave mine. My wife keeps saying, see, I was just the opposite. I kept wanting to grow it. My wife said, no, you shave that thing off. Why did Autobot require my message, or it's about hoodies to be checked? I don't know. The Discord and the chat, when I set all this new stuff up, it's all messed up. These are all things I've got to get. Remember, at the beginning I said, and I'm not sure you were here, Bearded One. Be patient. I'm kind of like wearing a lot of hats, doing most of the things myself to keep the cost as low as we can. Oh, Doctor Who, the British sci-fi. Okay, that makes more sense. that makes a lot more sense. What's the best NFT wallet? I personally use MetaMask. I think that's the one Gary Vaynerchuk and a lot of other people recommend. MetaMask is simple. Again, it's what I use. No joke here. Rearranging my office right now, thanks to a new bookshelf purchase, and just moved my doors to a different spot in here. What's that email? The email is here. I'll just type it in. Wait, why is it not typing? Oh crap! My keyboard probably crapped out. Hold on. Hold on. I moved my keyboard and the connection is kind of wonky. So stand by. Okay, I think I got it. Nope. There it is. Thank you. Yeah, my keyboard, I have this, my keyboard connection's wonky. street@wearecracked.com. I've been MIA, Twitch was due. Wait, where did that just jump to? Due to a lot happening this past year, but I'm back now. I'm so glad, Bearded One, you are back, my brother. Same, he's so jovial and funny, but when he goes serious, it's incredible. So I am super excited beyond belief, guys. I'll probably do Friday and Saturday night game streams, though I don't think anyone really cares to watch me game. Matter of fact, I don't know. I'll probably hop on after the stream and just play. I don't know if I'll stream. Maybe if you guys want me to stay on stream, maybe I should, because I do need to relog hours again, but I'll probably game. I don't know, FPS, Wolfie, if you're still here. I don't know if you're on, but we'll probably do some, maybe I'll play for a little bit. You like watching the stream? Thanks, Rye. Thanks, Rye. We'll probably stream a little bit. So maybe we'll wrap things up here so I can make it a YouTube video for people to review, unless you guys have any other questions. Watching me. Hey, you know what? You know what, Wolfie? I did some warm-up games. I'm wanting to level this MP40. I was actually kind of slaying it. I think only because I'm in like the lowest lobbies. When I play with you guys, the lobby, abilities go way up. But if you're up for it, we'll play some. Maybe I'll just keep streaming it. We'll just move from that point. Bearded One, thank you, thank you. Let me just wrap up, and then maybe we'll play, and you guys are welcome to hang around. I'd love it if you did and stay and chat. Mitch was our oldest son. He was my first son. And like I said, I miss him every day. But I promise you that he was one of the kindest human beings that you would ever meet. And he would be incredibly grateful to you for your willingness to participate, to help others, and for your willingness to share and be open and be part of this. I know that if he were here, he would say thank you. So I'll say thank you in his behalf. And let you know that we're going to do some great things for a lot of people. And it'll be because of you. Sorry. I didn't mean for that to, sorry. So the best way that we can honor someone, right, that we lose is to live a life that is incredibly valuable to others, even outside of ourselves. And I know he would want that, and I just want you to know that I'm incredibly grateful to all of you for all that you have done, you are doing, and that we're going to do together. Thank you so much. Sledge. Thank you, my friend. Another 5 gifted. Thank you so much. That's 10 gifted tonight. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. Oh, my goodness. Enough of that. You guys are so awesome. I think I'm going to jump into some gameplay, and it is an art form to watch me play. I'm just going to tell you. So we'll make sure we'll cut that there. We'll make that the YouTube video that people can review. Maybe I'll cut the crying part out at the end. But you know, guys, I'm sorry. It's just me. I mean, it's just me. Wow, the light is really wonky on my. The camera settings are kind of really messed up. I just realized they're really bright. All right. Cool. Guys, I'd love to have you hang around. We can have some fun and chat. Wolfie, I don't know. So I'm going to, let's see. Let's launch. Let's play some Rebirth if we can here, because in the end, we love the game, right? So I need to change this background from Delta V Esports now to Kracked Virtual. TikTok, thank you so much. You guys are amazing. Candy, I see that you're there. Thank you so much for all the support. Guys, one of the biggest things that you can do as well is please follow all of the socials at Street Talk Weeder. We do have them for Kracked Virtual. We'll be bringing all of those through. But right now it's all at Street Talk Weeder, so you can stay up to date. Okay, did I just shut this down by accident?